Welcome to Nicely Done Yoga. Let's get on the mat. This class is a dynamic hip opening flow, perfect for intermediate students. Sit comfortable on your mat in half float pose or cross-legged position and take a moment to arrive on your mat. Try to tune into your body. Take a deep inhale, slowly exhale. And on your next inhale, raise your hands up to the sky. Reach them all the way up. Give your torso a nice stretch. Hands touch overhead, hands to heart. Exhale. On your next inhale, raise your hands up to the sky. Feel a nice stretch in your upper body. And hands touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, raise your hands up to the sky. And on an exhale, twist to the right, looking over your right shoulder. And on an inhale, raise your right hand up to the sky, reaching over your head towards your left knee. And place your hand down on the mat. And go all the way down, feeling a nice deep stretch in your side body, in your shoulder. Your left arm is straight. And on your next inhale, come back up. Inhale, raise your arms up to the sky. And on your exhale, twist to the left. Right hand comes to your left knee and look over your left shoulder. On an inhale, raise your left hand over your head, reaching to the right. And fold all the way down. Place your hand on the mat. Bending all the way down, keep your right arm straight, feeling a nice stretch in your side body and in your shoulder. And on the inhale, come back up. Inhale, raise your hands up to the sky. And place your right hand on the mat, reach your left hand over your head. Bending to the side, creating a nice stretch in your side body. And swing your left hand down and to the other side, place it on the mat. Right hand reaches over and look up to the sky, creating a nice stretch in your side body. And make sure you keep your sit bones flat on the mat. And slowly come back to center. And come out of lotus. Move forward. Make sure your toes are touching. Open your knees and fold forward into a child's pose. Foreheads resting on the ground. Take a deep inhale. And slowly exhale, relax. Slowly walk your hands to the right side and place your left hand on top of your right hand for a deep stretch and fold all the way down. Deep inhale and slowly exhale, relax. And move your hands to the other side, placing your right hand on top of your left for a deep stretch. And fold all the way down. Deep inhale and slowly exhale, relax. And come back to center. Placing your feet as wide as your knees. Open your knees further. Coming into a wide-legged puppy pose. Walk your hands forward and fold your forehead to the ground. Take a deep inhale and slowly exhale, relax. Make sure your hips are in one line with your knees. And feel a nice stretch in your shoulders. And slowly come back up. Bringing your knees closer together. Come onto your knees. Place your right foot to the right side of your mat, coming into a gate pose, placing your right hand on your calf and your left hand reaches over your head to the right. Bending as deep as you can, feeling a nice stretch in your side, and place your left hand on the mat and your right hand reaches over to the left. And lift your right leg up and hold here for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. Place back down, placing your knees back together. Come onto your knees and place your left foot to the left side of your mat. And reach your right hand over, coming into a gate pose. Left hand is resting on your calf, feeling a nice stretch in your side body. And place your right hand down on the mat and reach your left hand over your head. And lift your left foot up and hold for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. And place your knees back together. And place your hands down, coming onto your hands and knees into a table. And come into some cats and cows. Inhale for cow. Arch the back, look up. And exhale, round the back, pull your belly in, coming into a cat. Inhale, arch the back, look up, come into cow. And exhale, round the back, pull your shoulders up, pull your belly in, coming into a cat. And inhale, coming into cow. Arch the back, look up. And exhale, round your back, pull your shoulders up. And flow into upward facing dog. Inhale, look up. And on exhale, sit back onto your heels into a child's pose. Flow back up into upward facing dog. And lift your hips up, flow back into child's pose. And come back up, flow forward, lifting the hips, coming into upward facing dog. And lift your hips, come back into child's pose. And push into your hands, tuck your toes, lift your hips up to the sky, into your first downward facing dog. Lengthen through the shoulders, pressing your feet into the mat, lifting your sit bones up to the sky. And press into your hands. On your next inhale, raise your right foot up to the sky into a 3-legged dog. Bend your knee into a scorpion tail. And start rolling out your hip. Bringing your knee to the side and back down. Bringing it up and down. Nice circles with your hip socket. And extend your leg. Come back into a 3-legged dog. And step your right foot forward between your hands. Drop your left knee down, coming into a low lunge. Raise your hands up to the sky with a little back bend. And sink deeper into your hips, creating a nice stretch in your hip flexors. And place your hands on the mat. And turn your right foot into a 45-degree angle, coming onto your left heel, moving into Skandasana. Try to keep your balance. It's okay if you lose it for a second. Just come back into the pose. Bring your hands in front of your heart, sinking the hips down, keeping your focus, and place your hands on the mat and come up into a goddess pose. Open the chest, cactus the arms, look up to the sky. Keep breathing, sinking the hips down. Legs are strong, knees are bent. Chest is open, hips are sinking down. And bend your left knee, come back into Skandasana on the other side. Balancing on your feet. Placing your hands in front of your heart. Keeping your focus. Keep breathing slowly in and out. And place your hands back on the mat. And turn back into a low lunge. Placing your hands on your knee and sinking down into your hip. Creating a nice stretch in your hip flexor. And raise your hands up to the sky with a little back bend. Keep your balance, keep breathing. And drop your hands back on the mat. Come onto your left toes, step your right foot back and raise it up to the sky. Right toes are pointing up to the sky into a three-legged dog. Bend your knee into scorpion tail. And make some hip circles. Opening your knee to the side and back up. Nice circles in your hip joint. And extend your leg up to the sky into a three-legged dog. Toes are pointing. And bring your foot back down. Drop your knees. Chin and chest to the floor in Astangasana and roll forward into Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Come onto your belly and place your hands in front of you on your fingertips to come into a deeper cobra. Looking up to the sky, opening the chest, and bring your chest down. Come onto your elbows into a swings pose. Deep inhale, open the chest, look up. Feel a nice stretch in your lower back. And place your hands next to your chest. Tuck your toes, push yourself back up into a plank. And push yourself back into downward facing dog. Pushing the feet into the mat, lengthening through the shoulders. Lifting the sit bones up to the sky. Drop your knees down, coming into a table. And reach your left leg back up to the sky, pointing the toes. Stretching out your hamstring. And bend the elbows, dip forward, but keep your chest and chin lifted. Lift your leg up to the sky, pointing the toes. And hold. And come back up, pull your knee towards your chest. And bring your leg back, extend it, lift it up to the sky. And place it back down. Going to the other side. Lift your right leg up to the sky, toes are pointing, stretching out your hamstring. And bend into your elbows, dip forward, keep your chin and chest lifted. Lift your leg up to the sky, toes are pointing. And slowly come back up, pull your knee into your chest. And bring it back, extend your leg, lift your foot up to the sky. And place your knee back down. And sit back onto your heels. And fold forward into child's pose. Foreheads resting on the mat. Hands are in front of you. And take a deep inhale, slowly exhale, relax. Releasing all the tension in your lower back. And come back up, tuck your toes, press into your hands, come back into downward facing dog. Pushing your feet into the mat and lifting your sit bones up to the sky. Take a deep inhale and slowly exhale. And on your next inhale, raise your right foot up to the sky into a three-legged dog. Toes are pointing up and step forward, placing your right foot on the outside of your mat next to your hands. Place your right hand on your right knee and push it open to the side. Opening up your lizard pose and bring your knee back to center and come onto your elbows into a full lizard pose. And stay here until I call you back. Keep breathing into your hips. Feel a nice hip opening. A nice stretch in your hip flexors. And slowly come back onto your hands. And sit down onto your left hip. And place your right foot in the middle of your mat, coming into a twisted lizard. And reach your right hand towards your toes. Toes are pointing. And reach your right hand over your head to the front of your mat. Give yourself a nice side stretch. Finding support on your elbow. And reach your hand towards your toes. And reach it back over your head to the front of your mat. Extended side stretch. And reach your hand back towards your toes. And come back up, turn back into a plank. Chaturanga, inhale upward facing dog. And exhale downward facing dog. Pushing your feet into the mat. And turning to the other side. Lifting your sit bones up to the sky. Pressing into your hands. And we're going to the other side. Lift your left foot up to the sky into a three-legged dog. And place your left foot on the outside of your hands, coming into a lizard. And place your left hand on your left knee and push your knee out to the side, opening up the chest, opening up your lizard. And keep breathing. And slowly come back to center and come onto your elbows for a deeper stretch, coming into a full lizard. Keep breathing into your hip flexors. Keeping your focus, and stay here until I call you back. And slowly come back up onto your hands, turning onto your right hip, placing your left foot in the middle of the mat into a twisted lizard, and reach your left hand towards your toes. And on an inhale, extend your hand over your head towards the front of your mat, coming into side stretch, and reach your hand back towards your toes. Toes are pointing. And inhale, reach your hand over your head towards the front of your mat. And reach it back towards your toes. And on an inhale, reach your hand over your head to the front of your mat. And reach it back towards your toes. And slowly come back up, coming onto your knees. Preparing for your next posture, frog pose. Come onto your elbows. Place your knees as wide as you can, as long as it's comfortable for you. You can place your knees onto a blanket for extra support. Keep your lower legs parallel with your knees and sink into the hips. Pushing your sit bone back towards the mat, and rest your forehead onto your arms and sink down. And keep breathing slowly in and out, and stay here until I call you back. And on your next inhale, raise yourself up, come back onto your hands, place your knees back together, and sit back onto your mat. Knees are bent. Roll onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And sit back up. Place your feet on the outside of your mat and swing your knees from side to side, coming into windshield wipers, releasing all the tension in your hips and your lower body. And come back to center. Placing your right foot onto your left knee and push into your hands, pushing your chest towards your knees, creating a nice stretch in your hip flexor, in your psoas. Pushing into your hands, pushing your chest forward. Keep breathing and keep pushing. And slowly come out. Release your foot down and come back into windshield wipers, swinging your knees from side to side. And let's go to the other side, placing your left foot onto your right knee, pushing into your hands, pushing your chest forward towards your legs. Really pushing into your hands. Keep breathing, keep pushing. Feeling a nice stretch in your psoas and your hips. And keep breathing slowly in and out. And slowly release. Release your foot down. Roll onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. And extend your right leg forward. And place your left knee to the right side of your mat, coming into a supine twist. And looking over your left shoulder. Take a deep inhale. And slowly exhale, relax. And stay here until I call you back. Slowly come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest again. And extend your left leg forward. Placing your right knee to the left side of your mat, coming into a supine twist. Looking over your right shoulder. Take a deep inhale. And slowly exhale, relax. And stay here until I call you back. And slowly come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. And extend your legs forward, coming into your final posture, Shavasana. Hands fall open to the side. And take a deep inhale. And slowly exhale, let everything go. And slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Start moving your fingers, wiggle your toes. And give yourself a nice stretch overhead. Stretch that body. And roll onto your right side of your body. Rest your head onto your hands as a little pillow. And whenever you're ready, press into your hand, come back up. Come back into half lotus. Hands are resting on your knees, palms facing up. Take a deep inhale and slowly exhale and try to reconnect with your breath. Try to tune into your body. And rub your hands together, create some heat. And place your hands under your eyes, calming down the nervous system. And try to tune into your energy. And rub your hands together one more time. And place your hands onto your heart. And thank yourself for showing up today for this beautiful practice, for your health and your well-being. Nicely done. Namasté. And thank you for joining this class. See you in the next one. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and maybe share with your friends. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.